4 colours, 4 days, 4x4 sprite sheet. Those are the rules, let's begin.
For this game, I went through create Wii Tennis, including needing to use a Wii remote, but I don't know how to connect onto a PC, so I'm just going to have to make one in Godot. So to start, I made it so you could pick up and drag a Godot logo around, including adding functionality to know if you're shaking the controller. After that, I added some art to it using my favourite technique of sprite stacking, which makes things look 3D using multiple different sprites. This did, however, take up 4 of my 16 sprites. Then, I next added a cursor which checks the position that the remote is in and then matches it to the bounds of the fake TV screen. And after adding some art and buttons, the controls are now done, with almost half of my sprites used. It's actually time to start making the game. Starting off by making the tennis racket rotate around the player depending on where the racket is. Day 2 begins. I started by adding a tennis bagel, starting on making it just work in one direction, then making it slightly work in other directions, while making the player teleport to the ending location of the bagel, and then making the bagel work properly in all directions and making the player run instead of teleporting. The player now works, but I still need to add the enemy player, as the player playing just by themselves against themselves would be boring, so they needed an opponent. I made the enemy player hit the bagel when it got too close on a delay, but then the enemy needed to swing, so I made it do that as well. It's day 3 and I still do not even have a game, so I started on that. If the ball gets hit out of bounds, the game scene resets. Then I added it so if the ball is on the ground for long enough, the other team gets a point and the game resets, and then getting a certain score wins the game. Now it's time to work on some more visuals. I added scrolling visuals to the title screen and then added some blending of the dirt and grass in the tennis scene. It's day 4 already. I hope while improving the game's visuals I don't get distracted by something that breaks the rules. I got distracted by something that breaks the rules. I found a CRT shader and vignette and then added them to the main scene and fake TV. And with the sounds I added at this point,
2, 1, go!
I think it fits the game very well. So, does it break the rules? Yes. But am I going to change it? No. Because making this game was all about having fun. And after making some music and adding more sound effects to the game, it is done and playable on itch right now. Link in the description. Have a good day and goodbye.